some people are not going to like this, but I'm about to tell you all about one of the neighborhoods that's the best kept secret here in our desert. Let's get started. Everybody, this is Brandy, local real estate agent right here in the desert area. I tell you all about what it's like living, sleeping, playing, or working in the Palm Springs, Palm Desert, Indio area, Challa Valley, Greater Palm Springs, what have you. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Please like this video, subscribe, reach out to me if you're thinking about relocating here. I absolutely love living here, born and raised, so I got your back when moving to the desert area. Yes, I am walking outside with an umbrella. It is about mid-June. It's a warm one. I've got my water, umbrella. I'm good to talk about Quinta Cove, one of my most favorite areas that I have ever lived in here in the desert. For those of you that don't know, I have lived in every single city that the desert has, and so far, this one is my favorite, and I can't wait to tell you all about it. So I just made it here to this little sitting area at the top of the Quinta Cove. They've got lots of hiking trails in this area, so one of my favorite things about living here in La Quinta is, or La Quinta Cove to be specific, is you can take a step out your front door and go straight to hiking trails. You don't have to drive anywhere, you don't have to bike anywhere. For the most part, all of the homes in this little subdivision have extremely easy access to hiking. So if you're active, if you like to hike, you like to bike, I see people walking all the time, walking their dogs, biking, either street biking or mountain biking. So this is just like, it's a very active area. And it's got fabulous views. Literally almost every single home has amazing mountain views. So no matter where you purchase in La Quinta Cove, because it's considered a cove and it's pushed up against the mountains, I mean, it's literally like in a little cove. You're gonna have fabulous views no matter where you are. La Quinta actually means the fifth, which is very fitting because if you look on a map, technically, La Quinta is the fifth largest city here in our Challa Valley, or the Greater Palm Springs area. Others do speculate that the word Quinta translates in English to the fifth because it was the fifth resting spot for travelers from Mexico and the San Gabriel Mission in San Bernardino. La Quinta was actually named after the La Quinta Resort. And in fact, it's one of the only 2 resorts on the West Coast that was named in honor of a hotel. La Quinta Resort was a hangout for celebrities and stars. Its greatest claim to fame is it's actually the site where director Frank Capra, C-A-P-R-A, Capra, wrote The Lost Horizon poolside in 1937. So you've got the valley behind me, and I thought now is a good time to talk about what housing looks like. The homes are fairly older here, but you are going to find a wide range of sizes and age. Some of the homes here date back into the 30s, and some of the homes here are still being built on empty lots that were just sold. So home sizes can range anywhere from 700 square feet to just over 3,000 square feet. And the average is somewhere in the middle, so about 1,500 square feet. The majority of the homes are 3 to 4 bedrooms and 2 to 4 bathrooms. And they're the perfect starter home for, say, a small family, retired couple, or maybe an investment property. Now, for those who are curious about short terms or what that kind of looks like in this area, La Quinta currently has a moratorium in place for short-term rentals. So any of the current working short terms who currently have a permit are still operating who got the permit prior to the pandemic. And then you have the other homes that were trying to get a permit, but they can't because of that moratorium. The city is no longer processing new permits. So right now you can rent out your home seasonally for about it has to be 30 days or more. So the typical pool home can usually get between 5,000 to 8,000 per month, depending on what month. So if we've got Coachella or the BNP Paribas Open, you can usually get your higher price range during those events. There are also some historic casitas here, and those are going to be the pricier side because they actually have a plaque on these homes to state that they are an actual historical landmark for the city, because they were built way back then in the 30s, when movie stars used to come out here and enjoy the La Quinta weather and atmosphere, and they would be recording movies, and they would live inside these little casitas. Next up is lot sizes, and this is actually an important thing here in the Cove, because the bigger the lot, the higher the price tag on the home. Generally, with the newer homes, maybe built in the early 2000s, those homes are gonna have like 7,000 to 9,000 square feet lot sizes, but here in the Cove, generally they're pretty small, about 5,000 square feet. But the home's footprint is a lot smaller as well, because like I said, the average size home is about 1,500 square feet. So you still will see plenty of homes with the winds picking up. Nice cool breeze, it feels good. You will commonly see homes pushed back on the lot to allow for a lot of space in your front yard. And so a lot of homeowners enclose their front yard and put pools, that we call them front-loaded pools, in the front yard, and just leave your back area space maybe for your dogs, or a little sitting spot for your dinner, and enjoy a glass of wine in the evening. But for the most part, all homes are going to be front-loaded pools, and that's also where you get the best views. So your home price for, let's say, your average square foot home, maybe that's a little dated. On a 5,000 square foot lot, you're probably gonna be in the 400 to 500 range, just depending if it has a pool, if it has any updates, and any repairs that are needed. So this is a great, affordable area with million-dollar views, I am telling you. The views here are phenomenal. You want a double lot or maybe a newer home. A lot of people love those Santa Fe style homes. Those are gonna be in the mid 7s to higher 7s. If you want a Santa Fe home on a double lot, you're probably gonna be in the mid 8s to 9s. The brand new homes that are super, super modern on 10,000 square foot lots, those go for anywhere between $1 million to $1.2 million. So we've got a wide range of home prices here in the Cove. So that's actually one of my favorite things about this area, is it's just very, very wide and a lot of character, because it's considered a subdivision, but we don't have HOA dues, and we have a lower tax rate, and we're on lower electric bills as well. Our desert has two different types of electric companies. We have IID, Imperial Irrigation District, and then we have Southern California Edison. Everyone knows Edison is super expensive. So let's say you have a 2,000 square foot home in Palm Desert, but you're on Edison. I hate to say this, but you're probably gonna be paying per month during the summer about $500 to $800 a month in your electric bill. On IID, if you have a 2,000 square foot home during the summer, you're probably gonna be not even getting over 500. Then you also have solar, which a lot of people do have solar here, especially because they use their solar panels to heat their pool during the winter, which is super smart because you're not using gas. Which leads me into the next topic of gas and septic and sewer. So because of the age of this area, some of the homes are still on septic tanks, but you can pay usually about $13,000 to hook up to the city sewer. And I'm telling you, it's probably something that we should all be doing, because no one really wants to have to worry about having their septic tank pumped every so often. And your gas lines. So the lower part of the Cove has a city gas line that runs through, and most of the properties they're hooked up to gas already. As you get up into the middle to the upper Cove, that's where you're gonna see a lot of propane tanks. And sometimes these propane tanks can be eyesores, but if you don't want your home to be on all electric, some people really love a gas stove. I love a gas stove personally. You're gonna see those propane tanks that are gonna be sitting usually on the side of the house, in the front of the house, and they get filled like once a week, every other week or so. So that's just something, it's another cost that's definitely something to consider, because if you were to purchase a home, let's say in Palm Desert, you're definitely hooked up to city sewer. You definitely have gas. So if you're coming to look in La Quinta, these are things that you've got to check out before purchasing a home. But like I said, it all depends on the area. Lower Cove, you're pretty okay in the gas and the sewer slash septic department. As you get higher in the cove, that's when you definitely want to check on these things. And also with that cost to hook up to the city sewer, it's about $13K like I said. There's also a water district fee that is due as well. And then also that doesn't really come into factor any landscaping or pavers that the workers destroy or mess around with when it comes to digging and hooking up to the city sewer. I am able to still sit outside. There's a nice cool breeze. So for those of you who say that it's just too hot, yes, you're right, it's too hot. July, August, September, yeah, it's absolutely too hot to do this at 4 o'clock on a Tuesday, any day of the week. You cannot go hiking outside. Anyways, back to our program. Location. Where is this compared to Palm Springs and Palm Desert? So Palm Springs is about a 45 minute drive to downtown Palm Springs from here through the I-10 freeway. Now to get to the El Paseo shopping and dining area, it's about 20-25 minutes. So you are pushed up against the mountain. I mean, like I said, you're in a cove, so you're kind of far away from the life, which is probably part of the reason why we have some of the best desert skies in the evening, because it's less lit up at night like the city center. I see a lot of people, and I love this idea. It's something that I would do myself. They have a golf cart and they go around through the neighborhood. They run their dogs alongside their golf cart. I see them just driving the neighborhood when it's extremely nice outside, when the sun's starting to set. Oh, and that reminds me, one of the biggest perks to living here in the Cove is you lose sunlight quicker than the rest of the valley. Now, that doesn't really fare well during the winter season, but during the summer, to have less sunlight than the rest of the valley is a really fabulous thing. It's not only good on your electric bills, it's good on your skin, and it's good on the pavement if you ever have to walk your dogs in the evening. So it's usually about an hour and a half less sunshine than, let's say, city center to Palm Desert or Indio, because we're so close to the mountains. It's one of my favorite things about this area. So you can use your golf cart to go to Old Town La Quinta, which is where they've got art districts. They've got a farmer's market on Sundays. You can use it to go to the grocery store. We've got a Tower Mart where you can get fried chicken and pizza, or going and using your golf cart to go and get happy hour at Stuffed Pizza. I'm telling you, this area is like, it is the gem of our desert. And that's why I say it's kind of a secret, because if I'm ever showing property in the middle of Palm Desert and then I take people to La Quinta, they fall in love with it because of our views. And sometimes I was just actually talking to a friend of mine who I walk by every single day. We walk our dogs at the same time. And I told him, you know, sometimes it feels like you're walking in Jurassic Park or maybe Hawaii, because the mountains are just so tall and beautiful. So things to do nearby, like I said, golf cart to Old Town. Some homes are close enough to walk to Old Town La Quinta, although I really wouldn't suggest that. Maybe if you're in the Lower Cove, you could. During the summer, absolutely not. During the winter, sure. If you're active, you could totally walk to Old Town La Quinta. So a lot of people rent bicycles. I see a lot of people biking around here. It's a very resort feel. I think that's obviously because of La Quinta Resort. We've got hiking, mountain biking, road biking, very leisurely. I mean, stroll on Bear Creek Trail, walk the Wash. I usually walk my dogs down the Wash and down Bear Creek Trail every single day. And overall, it's just a very active area. You'll always see bikers, either mountain bikers or road bikers, going up and down Montezuma, which is the most expensive street here on the Cove. Those are $1 million homes with $1 million views. Y'all, there you go. That was a long and short of it for La Quinta Cove. Like I said, the desert's best kept secret. Maybe let's just keep it between ourselves so we don't tell everyone. But this is Brandy and her umbrella. If you need help relocating to the desert area, you know how to find me. My phone number is linked below. I'm gonna also leave a guide for the best local restaurants and things to see and do here in our desert. I'll leave that in the comments. And if you have been to La Quinta Resort or La Quinta in general, I would love to know what your favorite thing is to do here and see. Until the next time, I will catch you on my next video for Indio's Best Neighborhoods.